Now, before we get into Kamala Harris, we gotta check out this parody. Man, it is hilarious. The king and queen of plagiarism. I present to you a film by the United Spot __.
Hey, Joe, you want to hear a story? What? Joe, I remember when I was like 9 months old. Oh, yeah? Then what happened? Well, I got separated from my parents at the Million Man March. You had me at hello. I was lost. My wife's a doctor. But I knew I had to make America great again. Yeah, well, if you build it, he will come. I remember I kept yelling, freedom! Freedom! Well, the first rule of Fight Club is you don't talk about Fight Club. So anyways, I got on a bus and sat in the front. Yep, you're gonna need a bigger boat. And then the bus driver asked me to sit in the back, but I refused to give up my seat. Well, you know, life happens when you're busy making other plans. And then I started smoking some weed and listening to Tupac and Cardi B on my iPhone. Oh, I love me some Cardi B. I started missing my parents a little bit. And I remember hitting my head on my laptop after sending out a tweet. Was that Hunter's laptop? And it was at that moment I came up with the flux capacitor. Roads? Ha! Where we're going, we don't need roads. I'm so proud of myself. I mean, 9-month-old Kamala creating a time machine. Wait a minute. Are you telling me you made a time machine out of a DeLorean? Hey, I whispered to myself and I said, Toto, we ain't in Kansas no more. Hey, the sun will come out tomorrow. Hey, the bus driver asked me if I was okay. Well, and I said, life is like a box of chocolates. That's what Mama always said. You never know what you gonna get. Hey, nobody puts baby in a corner. Hey, he looked at me and smiled. I said, he's looking at you, kid, which was weird, because I was a 9-month-old baby. 9 months. But I was on a mission for freedom. Oh, 9 months. 9 months, I bet you smell good. But seriously, that was a very emotional bus ride for me. Well, frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. I started thinking to myself, why can't we all just get along? You know, what we have here is a failure to communicate. You know, I got off the bus, and a police officer walked up to me, and I said, may the force be with you. The fucking Catalina wine mixer. And the cop asked me if I needed help, and I said, E.T., phone home. Hey, you stay golden, pony boy. Then he asked me where I live, and I looked up at him, and I clicked my knee pads together, and I said, there's no place like home. There's no place like home. Hey, I live my life a quarter mile at a time. You know, he said, I want the truth. And I said, you can't handle the truth. The fucking Catalina wine mixer. I said, I want freedom. Freedom, huh? You know, that reminds me of an old Playboy article I read my first year in the Senate. I started to run away, and the cop said, stop. I looked back at that cop, and I said, I'll be back. Hey, Houston, we have a problem. Hey, then I found my mom. She looked at me, and she said, Kamala, what you want? Well, I looked up at her, and I said, I want to celebrate Kwanzaa. Hey, you're my boy, Blue. You're my boy. She smiled at me and said, what else? I wish I knew how to quit you. I said life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. But most importantly, freedom! The fucking Catalina wine mixer.
Oh, I love the United Spot, man. I love these parodies. I love these type of parodies because, believe it or not, we're not laughing at them just like exaggerating. We're laughing at them actually translating the truth. Because we know that Kamala Harris is known to be plagiarizing, specifically with the no tax on tips as it pertains to Donald Trump, and that alongside a couple other things on the list that she's taken from him. But we know that Joe Biden is a well-known, career liar. He made a career off of straight lying. That man couldn't tell the truth if his life depended on it. I'm telling y'all, the truth. Anyhow, reading some of the comments from this one. It says, OMG, you 3 guys and 1 girls are brilliant TV. Man, if this actually came on TV, oh my gosh. Then somebody posted the Trump tax on tip will be life-changing for millions of, nothing to do with the point of what I'm trying to make. Anyhow, Kamala Harris is the topic of this video, and we're going to be getting to Stephen A. Smith, who's, you know, known for being more liberal with his takes. But even liberal Stephen A. Smith is calling out Kamala Harris. But before we get into that, I want to show y'all how Chinese immigrants have seen people like Kamala Harris before, and they are experts when it comes to communism. That's why they support Donald Trump. That's what this post says. Let's check out the video.
Why Chinese Americans support Trump? All right. So the reason is the Democrat administration, Biden administration, lead this country towards socialism and eventually towards communist dictatorship. We came from China. We know this is the way. This is not like people here don't understand what is a communist is. We know communist is, what communist is. That's why we support Trump.
This is really interesting because I'm also Chinese American myself. So I know
you haven't lived in China, I guess.
I did. I grew up in China.
Oh, when?
I grew up in China till I was 17. I'm from Shanghai. But
Shanghai.
yeah, I don't want to talk about my opinions because I'm a journalist. So I just want to hear more about your opinions. You know, as immigrants, a lot of people might say that Trump is anti-immigrant, or
Trump is not anti-immigrant. It's just against illegal immigrant. It must be lawfully orderly.
Now, personally, I haven't experienced the same government that he's describing. But most of us Americans have no idea how bad it is under communist rule. And I think, a lot of us, we get spoiled into everything that America has given us, and we completely rule that out, completely miss the fact that it ain't like this everywhere else. Let's read a few comments. Anyone who has ever lived in communism can see the signs. Wow. Chinese who have lived under communist oppression can see Kamala Harris for what she is. She's a communist disguised as a capitalist. Why can I say capitalist? I don't know what happened, yeah. Don't know what happened. I just completely forgot to say it. Somebody said it's unfortunate that many native-born Americans don't understand, specifically how Trump is not anti-immigration, just anti-illegal immigration. But for whatever reason, man, the left has done an incredible job of keeping us, of misinformation. My bad, I had a brain fart. An incredible job of making you believe that Donald Trump is just anti-immigrants or anti-anybody trying to come here and pursue the American dream. And that's just simply not true. That's not the case. But moving on to Stephen A. Smith. Even liberal Stephen A. Smith is calling out Kamala, quote, "You're running for the presidency of the United States of America. What are you hiding for?" Not a single press conference, not one single one-on-one sit-down interview where somebody gets to question you at all, y'all. Let's go in here.
Now, Joe Biden stepped aside as the presumptive Democratic nominee on July 21st. Okay? Now I'm going to look at this right now. I'm looking at my calendar because I just want to make sure. July 21st was a Sunday. We've had 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and 1 day since Joe Biden stepped aside. The only damn place we've seen Kamala Harris is at pep rallies. What's up? Somebody got to say something. And it can't just be the conservatives. Right is right. I'm talking to my sister here. Come on now. You running for the presidency of the United States of America. You got my vote. You running for the presidency of the United States of America. What you hiding for? And I mean hiding in plain sight. Somebody got to say it. Somebody got to say it. Now, you can't be running for the presidency of the United States. Not one single press conference, not one single one-on-one sit-down interview where somebody gets to question you about the questions that we ask. That's not fair. That's not fair. And if you're a conservative and you out there lambasting her for it, ridiculing her for it, trying to torment her for it or whatever, it is perfectly within your right to do so. All of you anti-conservatives out there, shut the hell up. That's a valid point. It ain't valid to bring up a blackness or an Indian heritage and to try to point to things of that nature. That's nonsense. But to ask her about her record, because she is attached to the Biden record, is definitely apropos, especially when you were bragging about the record. We talked about Biden being a transformative president. Well, stand on it then. Stand on it. Where you at?
And this is why I say, man, put the identity politics aside. You know, it's definitely things I disagree with Stephen A. Smith there, but identity politics aside, what could she run off of? Nothing. She's attached to the Biden ticket. You know what I'm saying? And she knows that the only way that she can preserve her momentum is by keeping her mouth closed. Imagine her actually going to do an interview unscripted. Come on, dog. Even Stephen A. Smith is smart enough to know, oh, yeah, if this one unscripted and they asked all these hard questions and she gave some BS answers, even I can't just blindly vote for the sake of, you know, maintaining my job and at ESPN and things of that nature. Not saying that that's exactly what's going on, but, you know, this is how the mindset sort of works when you have media personalities. Just generally speaking, no disrespect, but it just is what it is. Now, I'm sitting there telling y'all, Kamala Harris, she's just fake, bro. That's the only reason why she will not come out here and do no press. She's fake. Everything has to be scripted. Every line has to be written. She needs ghostwriters. You know what I mean? And on top of that, stop telling us what you will do. You're in office. You could have did it, but you ain't did it.
Kamala Harris is the fakest presidential candidate anyone's ever seen, and I'm going to tell you why. She keeps going off this whole idea that whenever she's president, she wants to do this, or whenever she's president, she wants to do that. Are you not vice president right now? Anything that you say you want to get done could probably get done right now as vice president, but she chooses not to. She deliberately chooses to hold out on the American people, because why would you wait to cap the cost of insulin? Why would you wait to try to bring grocery costs down? Why would you wait to tighten up the border security? Like, all of it's so disingenuous to me, and I genuinely have no idea how so many people are still falling for it.
You know what? I think we deserve a good laugh right now before we get up out of here, right? Y'all think so? Y'all think we deserve a good laugh? Because we got a new parody. This is like the third version of this same video that we've been seeing, but Lord, you're gonna love it. This new Kamala Harris ad is lit.
Recently, in a campaign stop in Nevada, I proposed my new, totally original idea: no tax on tips.
And eliminate taxes on tips for service and hospitality workers.
Now, I want to tell you about some of my other totally original ideas that I'll roll out starting on day one. Because of crooked Joe Biden, we have an immigration crisis. But let's call it what it is. It's an invasion. And I propose a totally new solution. I will build a wall. Nobody builds walls better than me. I will build a great wall on our southern border, and I'll have Mexico pay for it. This is my idea, 100% my own personal idea. And another original idea of mine, on day one, the largest mass deportation in the history of our country. Totally original idea of mine. And another totally original idea, I'm going to strengthen our military. Joe Biden made our military weak, but I will make our military strong again. On day one, I will totally eliminate DEI. We will terminate every diversity, equity, and inclusion program. And we all know Washington, D.C. is totally corrupt. It's a corrupt swamp. So I'm going to do something no one else has ever thought to do. When I'm president, I'm going to drain the swamp. Again, this is totally my idea, 100% original. I'm going to open up a bribery investigation on crooked Joe Biden because he belongs in prison. Let's drain the swamp. Totally my idea. Only I can fix the economy, build the wall, end the war in Ukraine, and eliminate tax on tips. These are all my ideas, 100% original. And remember when I got shot in Pennsylvania? Yeah, I'm basically an American hero. That really happened to me, for real. Harris Walls 2024. Let's make America great again. That was great, guys. Next time we'll talk about the corrupt FBI raid on my house. Or we could talk about how I built a billion-dollar business, or how tough it is running a campaign with crooked Joe's DOJ going after me with these corrupt show trials. Or how I married a supermodel. That's pretty cool, right? Hey, have you ever noticed that Harris Walls sounds like Harry Balls?
Mr. Reagan.
Does anybody else get the sense that Kamala Harris is proud of herself every time that she's able to create or complete a single coherent sentence?